The Cursed Herbs Call, The Spirit Beneath the Dark Well. Part 11, The Secret Beneath the Well. Morning finally arrived. After a sleepless night, deep exhaustion showed plainly on Edward Carter's face. Lily had fallen asleep sitting upright, still holding Ethan in her arms. The little boy slept peacefully, as though nothing had happened. But Edward knew better. Last night had only been the beginning. If he did nothing, things would only grow worse. He walked into the backyard. For a long time, he stood silently before the thick steel hatch that sealed the old skylight. For 2 years, he had never opened it. He had never even dared to look beneath it. Whenever he passed by, he always hurried away. But today, there was no more running. Just then, a familiar voice came from behind him. Edward. He turned around. It was Mr. Bennet, the elderly neighbor. For some reason, he had come over early that morning. One look at Edward's face told him everything. It happened again last night, didn't it? Edward nodded. After listening to the entire story, Mr. Bennet remained silent for a long time. Finally, he spoke. I don't think they've found peace. I've been thinking the same thing. What are you going to do? Edward looked toward the steel hatch. I'm opening it. Mr. Bennet stared at him. Are you sure? If I don't, I'm afraid the little boy will be next. The old man sighed, then gave a slow nod. All right, I'll help you. Around 9 that morning, the two men carried their tools into the backyard. When Lily saw them, she hurried outside. What are you doing? We're opening it. Her face immediately turned pale. No, please don't. I'm scared. Edward answered gently. If we want this nightmare to end, we have to find out what's underneath. Lily looked down at Ethan. The little boy stood quietly beside her. He stared at the steel hatch. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't laughing. He simply watched. After several long moments, he whispered, Brother Noah is down there. Everyone froze. He's crying. A freezing wind suddenly swept across the yard, far colder than it should have been. Edward removed the first bolt. Screech. Metal scraped against metal. The sound echoed through the silent house. Each bolt he removed seemed to make the surrounding air even colder. Then, the final bolt. Suddenly, knock. A sharp sound echoed from below. Everyone jumped. Knock. Another one, as though someone beneath the hatch had just knocked on its underside. Lily's face turned white. Please, don't open it. But Edward kept going. He clenched his jaw. Together, he and Mr. Bennet lifted the heavy steel cover. Creak. An icy blast burst upward. So cold, both men instinctively stepped back. Below them was nothing but darkness. The skylight had remained sealed for 2 years. No sunlight had reached it since. The smell of damp stone and decay rose into the air. Edward switched on his flashlight. Its beams swept across the ancient brick walls, across the old well, across the cracked tile floor. Then it stopped. Edward froze. In the far corner lay a pile of objects. A hairbrush, a frying pan, a pair of slippers, a hand towel, every single item that had mysteriously disappeared from the house. Mr. Bennet's eyes widened. How? How did they get down there? No one had an answer. Just then, Ethan stepped closer. He looked into the darkness, then quietly said, My brother hid them. Lily immediately pulled him back. Stay away. But Ethan kept staring downward, as though he could see someone standing below. Edward slowly swept the flashlight farther into the corner. Then, he noticed something else. A small red toy car, missing one wheel. Noah's toy. But beside it lay another object. A simple bracelet made of red thread. Edward's breathing stopped. He recognized it instantly. It had belonged to Noah's mother. The police had searched everywhere after the accident. The bracelet had never been found. No one knew where it had disappeared. So why was it here now? Then giggle. A child's laughter drifted upward. Soft, almost playful. From inside the well, everyone instinctively looked around. The yard was perfectly still. Giggle. The laughter came again, louder this time. Then, a tiny voice whispered, "Mom!" Lily screamed. Mr. Bennet stumbled backward. Only Ethan remained perfectly calm. He gazed into the darkness, then smiled. Brother Noah. At that exact moment, splash! A loud crash erupted from inside the well, as though something heavy had fallen into the water. Ripples spread across the surface, even though there wasn't a breath of wind. Then, from the black water below, a tiny hand slowly emerged, pale, soaking wet. Lily let out a terrified scream. Run! But her legs refused to move. The tiny hand slowly slipped back beneath the water. The ripples faded. Silence returned, as though nothing had happened. Mr. Bennet struggled to catch his breath. This is bad. What do we do now? Edward asked. The old man stared into the well. His face had gone completely pale. I think both spirits are trapped here. Why? The mother and her child died without warning, and the burglar died consumed by fear. The hatred they left behind has chained them to this place. Edward swallowed hard. So, how do we help them leave? Mr. Bennet didn't answer immediately. Finally, he spoke. Perhaps we must find what they're still searching for. Just then, Ethan quietly spoke. Mom. Everyone turned toward him. The little boy continued staring into the well. His eyes were filled with sadness. Brother Noah wants his mommy. Then, he slowly lifted his head. And Brother Daniel. He paused. His voice became barely audible. He doesn't want to be alone. A freezing wind swept through the backyard. Everyone shivered, because none of them yet realized the most terrifying part of the nightmare wasn't the spirits trapped beneath the well. It was this: if those restless souls truly wanted to leave, who would they choose to take with them?